So I got invited to go to Cancun and do Ibogaine, which was perfect because I have had great experiences from psilocybin, ayahuasca, 5-MeO-DMT, and of course I go to therapy, use EMDR, everything that I should do. I'm trying to improve myself as a human, but also dealing with a lot that I've pushed down inside. I can't say which was the most powerful because they all did something. Psilocybin opened my heart up, brought out emotion that I'd been pushing down and bottling up for years, made me very emotional, but it needed to come out. Ayahuasca showed me my trauma, showed me my pain. It was dark and it was terrifying, but it allowed me to see what was broken in order to heal it. Ibogaine reset everything, sent me out to be a better man. And again, everybody's experience is different. For me, mine was all removed from this planet. I was pulled out of the atmosphere and out of the galaxy into this empty void. But it didn't feel lonely. It didn't feel like I didn't belong. I was just there. For me, it was being able to step away from my ego, from performing, from having to be what I always thought I had to be to make other people happy. I could step away from everything and be okay, because one of the things that anybody like me that has struggled with depression or anxiety, PTSD, our thoughts are the worst part, and how it just cycles through, and that you don't like silence, you don't like being alone. So having this moment of being in space and have nothing around me but being happy and content was a powerful moment for me of like, okay, what else is coming from this? But the thing with any psychedelic, any therapy, is it only does so much. The work is in us. And so for me, it was getting home and not going back to bad habits. I'm treating it just like it is. My nervous system is reset. It's like, okay, what am I gonna do with this now? And how am I gonna have this benefit me in my life as a father, as a husband, just as a man in general? And it's not been that long since I've taken it, just a couple of weeks, but a huge success from it. Before my psychedelic and mental health journey, I was a very reactive person, and a lot of highs and a lot of lows. I was either way up here or crashing. And then reactive. I mean, my kids never knew if something happened and I was gonna be like, whatever, or I was gonna lose my mind. They had to walk on eggshells. And then when I say that I was, like I mentioned, my Ibogaine journey and feel like I don't have to perform anymore, that's something that started in my childhood, and it helped me back then. And then when I got injured, I became a speaker, which I still enjoy doing, but I was like trying to put on a show for everybody. And then when I wasn't doing that, I was closing myself off in my bedroom with blackout curtains for days on end. And so it was highs and lows because I wasn't balancing that world very well. And now I'm coming into that middle ground where I can still be on the stage, share my story, but then also have the energy to go home and be a father. My children have noticed a difference. I can be calm and have a conversation with them. In fact, I had to call my daughter today since I'm out of town. I called her because the situation came up and she immediately was on the defense. I was like, no, everything's fine. I just want to let you know that this is something that we're going to talk about when I get home, but it's okay. And so that alone is what's different now than it was before. And it's what I appreciate, because I feel like I always knew that, but I didn't know how to do that. You know, a lot of people talk about, because, you know, they think of psychedelics as a party drug. Psilocybin will do that. LSD will do that. Now you take larger doses and you set intention and it's going to be different. Ayahuasca, you ain't going to party. Ibogaine, you ain't going to party. You know what I mean? These are not things people are going to abuse recreationally. Now you want to control it because you don't want somebody to think, I'll just do this at home. You don't want that as well. You want professionals around you, especially with Ibogaine, because there's so many things that can go wrong with your heart. they're very cautious of how they do things. It's very treated in a very medical way. So with time, once we get this idea of a party drug out and realize, hey, no, this is something that is going to save lives, that's when it's going to change everything. Veterans are going to lead the way in mental health. I honestly believe it. Because I think that people will see the changes in us and they'll realize we're no different than any civilian. And until you start healing that wound, you're not going to help anything else in your life. You're just going to keep adding trauma by doing more things that just pile on top of each other. I mean, life is traumatic by itself. You need to learn to cope and deal with it.